Dr. Diane Pol is a veterinarian from rural Michigan who has devoted his life to helping animals in need. For over a decade, viewers have been captivated by the inspiring story told on the Dr. Pol TV show. Behind the scenes, though, there is a narrative of profound personal tragedy that the fans do not know about. Diane Pol, the loving wife of Dr. Pol, has endured several devastating losses, and she has courageously weathered this emotional storm. So let's explore Diane Pol's remarkable life and see what she went through. Carol Dalrymple Pol came into this world in Mayville, Michigan, USA on February 6, 1944. An animal-loving, close-knit community was her childhood home. Dogs, rabbits, chickens, and pigeons were commonplace in her childhood home because her parents were animal lovers. She learned a lot about animal care via her participation in Mayville community events like fairs and pet shows when she was a kid. She developed a deep affection for animals during her formative years in an environment that encouraged positive interactions between humans and other creatures. Since then, her dedication to animal welfare has never wavered. Diane attended Mayville Community High School, where her intelligence and curiosity were well respected. The act of reading was something Diane thoroughly enjoyed, and she devoured books on an eclectic array of subjects while engrossed in the school library's collection. She had remarkable academic success as a result of this. The teachers were impressed by Diane's enthusiasm and hard work in the classroom. That is why she stood out among her classmates. The first time Diane met Dr. Diane Pol was during her senior year of high school. On a student exchange program, he had traveled all the way from the Netherlands to the United States. Due to their common interests, the two of them quickly became fast friends. They were drawn to helping others and had a soft spot for animals. Diane found Jan's accounts of Dutch life and animals to be utterly fascinating. Jan was captivated by Diane's intelligence, generosity, and the inviting atmosphere of her family's house. Getting to know one another was a major focus for Diane and Jan, two teenagers, during this year at school. Even though Jan had to go back to the Netherlands following his exchange program, Diane and Jan continued to meet up frequently after high school. Their relationship endured the separation. From time to time, they would visit one another and write letters. Their commitment to one another was on display during this phase of their relationship, which challenged their love and dedication. As Jan's connection with Diane deepened, he made the decision to return to the United States to pursue a degree in veterinary medicine. And she was completely behind him, encouraging him to follow his passions even while she concentrated on her own education. Diane enrolled to Michigan University with the intention of putting in the necessary effort and maintaining her concentration to excel academically. In the end, she combined her passion for learning with her desire to make a difference in people's lives by earning a bachelor's degree in special reading. A bachelor's degree wasn't the end goal for her. Her master's degree is also in the same area. Her future husband is a veterinarian, and she was able to make a significant impact in his profession thanks to the education she received at the university. A reading expert was Diane's first job out of college. In this position, she was instrumental in boosting the reading comprehension and academic performance of numerous kids. In her employment, Diane consistently strives to make a good difference in her students' lives, showcasing her dedication to education. But even before Jan entered Diane's life, her professional trajectory was changing in a remarkable way. The fact that Jan was metamorphosing into Dr. Pol would alter the trajectory of their lives irrevocably. Her dedication to learning and love of reading served her well in her job and were important in supporting Dr. Pol's work. Diane and Dr. Pol were married after courting for some time. There was a little ceremony in 1967 attended by close relatives and friends. Their love, joy, and shared dreams began at this moment, and it would continue throughout their lives. The newlyweds have decided to relocate to the Netherlands, the same country where Dr. Pol earned his veterinary degree in 1970 from Utrecht University. After that, in 1981, Diane and her husband returned to the United States. They opened a veterinarian clinic in their home in Weidman, Michigan, to pursue their shared passion for animal care and veterinary medicine. Pol Veterinary Service was the name they gave to their new clinic, and they started seeing patients from the rural area, both big and little. Diane oversaw all administrative tasks, including client billing, appointment scheduling, and supply ordering. When her spouse needed assistance with treatments that required two hands, she was there for him as well. As her responsibilities at the clinic grew, she began to oversee day-to-day operations and recruit additional staff. Dr. Pol's wife Diane has always had other roles to play. She played an essential role in their veterinary clinic. The fact that they have been married for 56 years is evidence of how committed and supportive they are to one another. A more active member of the community, she began volunteering at the library and donating to several causes. This aided her in her advocacy for education and literacy, both among youth and adults. The Pols chose to purchase a building on Jordan Ard to house their expanding veterinary practice, which now sees tens of thousands of patients annually. The success of their firm is due to Diane's support and hard work, not Dr. Pol's charisma. She contributes to the clinic's educational initiatives thanks to her schooling and exceptional reading abilities. Diane develops resources and organizes events to educate pet owners on the best ways to take care of their furry friends. Because of her hard work, the clinic has become well known as a reliable resource for pet care knowledge in addition to providing excellent veterinary care. However, her endeavors were far from finished. Diane's dedication and unwavering support played a pivotal role in the success of her husband's TV show, The Incredible Dr. Pol. For more than a decade, viewers have enjoyed the show. It provides a glimpse inside the day-to-day operations of Pol Veterinary Services and showcases the close-knit family dynamic and collaborative spirit that propels their achievements. By prioritizing animal welfare, education, and family values, Diane and her husband have had a significant influence on their community. She has always played an important role alongside the remarkable Dr. Pol, lending an approachable and welcoming demeanor that enhances Dr. Pol's expertise. Viewers adore the human touch she brings by interacting with people and their dogs. Diane continued to take care of a lot of the administrative work and financial management for Pol Veterinary Services. That way, the whole team, including Dr. Pol, can give their whole attention to the animals in their care. Everything runs smoothly because to her meticulous planning and organization. Typical office duties aren't Diane's forte. Additionally, she demonstrates her caring for the animals by lending a hand when needed. When she reassures distressed creatures and their owners, her gentle and composed demeanor becomes apparent. When she is there for people, they feel supported and reassured, which is why this aspect of her employment is so appreciated. A major component of the show's appeal is the dynamic between Diane and Dr. Pol, as well as their respective families and teams. Diane and Dr. Pol's great partnership is evident in their mutual regard and affection for animals. Charles, their son, plays an integral role in the show as well, which adds to its intrigue. Their success is due to their strong relationships and ability to work together as a team. Diane is the lifeblood of the clinic, the one that keeps everyone motivated and everything moving smoothly, according to the staff. Before we get into the difficult period she endured, let's discuss more about her family. A major component of the family journey for Diane and Dr. Pol has been their decision to adopt shortly after they were married. Their three adoptive children, Charles, Diane Jr., and Kathy, have formed a wonderful and loving family. On and off screen, every one of their children has had a role in the family story. Viewers of the marvelous Dr. Pol are familiar with Charles, the youngest of the three siblings. He's a major player behind the scenes as both an actor and a producer on the show. Charles has been instrumental in shaping the show's trajectory and ensuring its continued popularity. He has a close relationship with Diane, and there are many touching and humorous moments that were recorded. One of the Pol children, Diane Jr. She has struggled with her weight for quite some time. She began fighting her weight at a young age and never let up, impacting her mental and physical well-being. When dealing with obesity, it was necessary to address co-occurring conditions such as diabetes and hypertension. Medical guidance, dietary adjustments, and increased physical exercise were all parts of the expert support system that Diane Jr. received. Her parents and other family members' unwavering encouragement was crucial to her success on her path to a healthy lifestyle. Despite everything, Diane Jr. is committed to bettering her health and serves as an inspiration to others going through the same thing. They are the parents of 5 children from Ryan's prior relationship. She wed Ryan Limp in 2023. Diane Sr. frequently pitches in to help out with the grandkids, and Diane Jr. has a strong and loving relationship with her parents. Key to these times is Diane Sr.'s position as mom and grandma, who unites the family with her kindness and compassion. The Pol family's eldest adopted daughter has a unique story of her own. Adam and Rachel are her children from her marriage to Gregory Butch. First, she had to deal with a tragic situation that her mother, Diane, found very upsetting. Viewers have had a vivid glimpse into the Pol family's lives away from the vet clinic thanks to the show's coverage of numerous significant family events. They depict joyous occasions like holidays, anniversaries, and family gatherings, showcasing the closeness and affection felt by the Pol family. Additionally, it let viewers understand the hardships that Diane's family faced. Back surgery was necessary for Diane in 2013. The severely painful discs in her back necessitated a procedure to alleviate the pain. Dr. Pol and the rest of the staff had to run the clinic solo while she recovered. Diane, who never lets her guard down, was back to helping out her family in no time after a week of recovery. The subsequent round of unfortunate events, however, was far more challenging and required more time for recovery. Among the most heartbreaking events was the death of Kathy's husband, Gregory Butch. There is a huge void in the family after Gregory lost his fight with cancer. The chemical technologist spent nearly 22 years at Dow Silicones Corporation in Midland, Michigan, before passing away. At the age of 50, Gregory passed away on February 20, 2016. Since he was beloved by all members of the family and had a special bond with Diane, who loved him like a son-in-law, his death was a devastating blow to her. There was more sorrow to come. The 2019 season premiere left viewers of the show stunned when Diane vanished without a trace. A March 9, 2019 episode titled The Incredible Dr. Paul Dejama was her last appearance on the show. Plus, she was absent from the program for a period of time. Her absence has been felt by viewers. Producers of the show didn't say why, leaving viewers to wonder what may have happened to her. Even her survival has been called into question by others. Adam James Butch, Diane's grandson, died away on September 18, 2019 at the young age of 23, just after her return. Adam's untimely demise has left everyone baffled and confused, and no one knows what caused it. Despite speculation that his father's cancer ran in the family, it is unfounded because he showed no symptoms in the days leading up to his death. In addition to being an artist, Adam was also a music producer. You may listen to his songs on SoundCloud. He was obviously a talented and imaginative young guy because he composed and produced all of his own music. Diane was deeply affected by this loss because of the strong bond she had with her grandchildren. It hurts so much to lose a grandchild. Even more devastating to Diane was witnessing her daughter Kathy's profound grief. The emotional toll that this string of tragic occurrences had on Diane. She was a strong and resilient person, yet she still struggled with profound sadness. Her personal life and job were both impacted by the intense pain she was experiencing. Helping her daughter and grandchildren while coping with her own suffering was a challenge for Diane. Her losses altered not only her own life but also the dynamic and routines of her entire family. Everyone in the family dealt with the loss in their own unique way, but they were able to lean on each other more throughout the difficult times since they shared their sorrow. When word got out about these casualties, people in the media reacted strongly. Social media was flooded with messages of support and sorrow from Pol's incredible fan base. The family found comfort in the outpouring of love from viewers who showed them that they were not alone in their grief. The famously approachable Pol family was moved by the sincere remarks they got from their admirers. During their public statements, Dr. Pol and Diane acknowledged the support of their followers and thanked them for their generosity during this difficult time. They emphasized the significance of having the support of their family and community. They reminisced about Gregory and Adam's lives with joy in interviews, embracing them rather than wallowing in grief. Throughout this challenging period, Diane's resiliency and fortitude shone through. Through their interviews and public appearances, it is evident that these losses really affected them, even if fans were not aware of any particular medical concerns such as PTSD or depression. Depression symptoms, such as extreme sadness, exhaustion, and a lack of agency, were probably experienced by Diane. It was already difficult for her to manage her public persona while she dealt with her personal loss. Family members have shared stories of the emotional challenges they faced and the strategies they used to overcome them. Despite everything that was going on, Charles emphasized how the family pulled together. To help themselves remember Adam and get over it, they swapped stories about him. The family was able to cope with their grief with Diane's unwavering fortitude and support. Diane's tenacity and resolve are demonstrated via her personal narratives. A source of comfort for Diane, she said in an interview, is the idea that Gregory and Adam are still around. Diane finds relief from her emotional agony and a sense of calm at these moments. In the midst of their shared loss, Dr. Pol and Diane grew closer to one another. To give Diane the space she needed to grieve and recover, Dr. Pol took on additional patients at the clinic. What transpired altered the family's traditional functions and responsibilities. When it came to helping out their mom and sister, Kathy, Diane Jr. and Charles were more instrumental. In addition to helping with the grandchildren, they provided Kathy with the much-needed assistance she needed to cope with her profound loss. They found relief from their suffering through simple activities like cooking together, spending quality time with family, and recalling happy memories. Diane's nurturing personality was crucial in maintaining the family's unity and resilience. The fact that they worked together as a team demonstrated how close they were and how much they cared. The loss of Gregory and Adam was devastating, but the family pulled together in memory of them and found strength in their shared experiences. Diane has been noticeably absent from the show as of late. Fans hardly ever get a glimpse of her these days. Many viewers are worried that Diane's health has worsened. The fact that Diane received her cancer diagnosis in 2017 lends credence to this theory. Nevertheless, neither the family nor the show have provided any official confirmation regarding her health. Diane Pol is still quite busy in 2024, at the age of 80, with her family, her veterinarian profession, and her personal interests. Despite her reduced appearances, Diane reportedly found new interests such as gardening. Taking care of houseplants brings her delight and allows her to reconnect with nature, two things she has always valued. Diane keeps herself physically and intellectually engaged by spending time with her grandkids and gardening. Despite her career as a reading specialist, she has a lifelong love of studying and is a regular participant in community reading programs. She was able to fulfill her passion for literacy and education while also giving back to the community through these pursuits. Even now, her husband's social media accounts provide a peek of her for those who are hoping to see her. She is clearly still involved with the family vet office and his life, since she appears in a few of his articles and videos. The resilience of the human spirit is most apparent when confronted with hardship, as Diane Pol's story demonstrates. A model of strength and determination, Diane has persevered through devastating loss to be an inspiration to her loved ones and the people around her. Her bravery and the strength of unity are on full display as she walks with Dr. Pol through professional success, personal grief, and an everlasting love. Her legacy of kindness and perseverance is a cornerstone, just like the magnificent Dr. Pol, which continues to enchant audiences, serving as a powerful reminder of the immense influence that a single individual's resilience may exert on numerous others.